Be sure and tell them Large Marge sent ya.
In the 90s, we were just teeny tykes. We went to movies and our bikes. We wanted to be DJs, but we were just teeny gals. So we went off to college and we remained as pals. 20 years later, we're still watching flicks and we're bringing you the favorite bit by bit. Sweety and Sweety are here to say it's the Large Marge Santa's podcast. Hey.
Hey guys, welcome to the Large Marge Santa's podcast, your favorite podcast where two Sweety sisters talk about their favorite flicks from childhood. I'm Sweety with a Y.
I'm Sweety with an I-E.
And tonight we're getting Footloose.
Footloose.
Kick off your Sunday shoes.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh, ooh-wee.
Police. Did you just like make up words to that song?
Yeah. Is it Louise? Is Louise in there?
Ready?
Jack, get
back.
back. Come
on before we crack.
That seems pretty. That seems.
Footloose. Everybody cut footloose.
Or is
Everybody
it like
got
come,
footloose?
or is it come footloose? What is come? No, that doesn't mean anything. I don't know.
You got to
Maybe-
turn it around.
Maybe we can do another
Put
round
your
of.
feet on the ground.
What do you think the song lyrics are?
No. Yeah, guys. Footloose. Fun fact. We've like never really seen this movie.
What? I thought you had.
No, like I've seen like with many famous movies from an earlier time. This movie's from 1984. I've seen bits and pieces and know like the super famous scenes. And it makes you feel like you've seen the movie, but then when you sit down and you're like, I've never seen this movie.
I don't think it makes you feel like you've seen the movie, but I think it makes you like think in your head that you've seen the movie, so that when people ask, "You've seen Footloose, right?" You're like,
exactly.
"Oh yeah."
And like when we told people we were doing it, and they were like, "I've never seen that movie," we were like, "What?"
I didn't
like,
say that. No,
I've been saying that to people.
what? You con artist, man.
Yeah. So definitely a movie that's like very ingrained in like popular culture. I'll say this feels like very much at a wonderful time capsule of the 80s kind of movie, which I do love, and I think it is like super classic. And having only really seen this the full time through tonight, I'm like pretty impressed. I kind of like this movie. It's good. It had more substance than I thought, I think.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, I guess it'd be a time capsule of the 80s if the 80s took place in like a really unfun barn for like 10 years.
But it's like,
because like they can't wear any fun clothes.
well, it's right. It's not like, right. Maybe it isn't a time. It's a time capsule of the 80s, like not in because of the movie, but like when it came out and people went gaga for it or something. Maybe like that's what I'm thinking of, if that makes sense.
No, that makes
No sense at all.
Absolutely no sense.
Because you're right. There's nothing, and that's why I think this movie's kind of classic, because it's not dated, because it's not dated with 80s things.
It is dated because it's a style. I think it has the style of a movie made in the 80s.
Okay.
I think that's what you're gravitating towards.
That is exact. Thank you for like actually hitting the nail on the head. I was unable to do it. I'm really tired today. I had an espresso at like 6 p.m. and it's not working. I will just say that. But yeah, exactly what I was thinking. The style of this movie is so freaking 80s. I love it.
It's just like silly guys doing like silly dance moves that were like cool, but it didn't look cool.
Fuzzy flashbacks.
Fuzzy patina, like
glitter everywhere. Yeah,
oh my
guys
God,
in top
so
pants.
Glitter.
Type
there's
hands.
there's a lot of funny things.
And all the actors and like actresses.
And the like dance doubles are like always a hilarious moment for
God,
us.
dance doubles was like such an 80s thing. It's amazing.
So good.
But yeah, this movie's great. I really like enjoyed our time. Like all throw in the like tremendous soundtrack. You're like, oh shit, this movie is like
soundtrack.
bomb. It's fabulous. So
we delivered the bam.
So 1984, Footloose, starring everybody knows Kevin Bacon. Good role for him. You know, one of my favorites.
Kevin Bacon is one of your favorites?
No, this role of his. I thought he did.
You just spent the whole movie trashing him.
No. I mean, he has a dog face, but he did a tremendous job in this. I don't think he's like, okay, I do take back my earlier statement of like, oh my God, like why would you cast Kevin Bacon in like a romantic lead? He has some charisma. He has some chutzpah.
Did you forget Tremors? Like you said this exact.
Yes!
You went through this exact.
Tremors was a long time ago.
You went through this exact same epiphany
Well,
during Tremors.
I'm glad this podcast is
Even
like letting
though-
me have another chance at Kevin Bacon because I really feel like I like have not given him his dues.
Well, I know. I still think he's weird face, and then like his haircut in this is like his little brother like chopped it off like every length, any length he wanted, all different lengths in his hair. It's just like sticking up. He's like a porcupine hedgehog. I don't know. But he can dance, and he's got the charisma, like Sweety says.
Yeah, and I just like
And
love
he's
it.
pretty cool. Like
He's super cool. He's
what's
from
not-
Chicago,
Yeah,
first of all.
I mean,
Everyone from Chicago is cool.
yeah. What's not hot about a guy that drives like a yellow VW bug,
yellow bug.
and smokes pot and drinks beer at the same time and then can do gymnastics?
And who is on the gymnastics team? Tell me how is he grew up in Chicago and was on the gymnastics team? I mean, that's amazing.
I'm still very unclear about
Yeah,
several things,
it's weird.
which we'll dive into.
Totally. Other people in this movie, ready?
Okay.
The cool Gremlins mom. Love her.
Love that bitch.
That actress's name is Frances Lee McCain, if you want to know. Cool lady. What other movie did you say she was in?
the mom in Back to the
Yes,
Future. Or
awesome.
Lorraine's mom in Back to the Future.
Okay, bitch is playing the mom roles like off the charts. Good for you. She's killing it. Diane Wiest, love that bitch. She's awesome. She's super young in this, and she's like hot.
Yeah, I think she could have done more. I think they could have given her more things
Definitely.
to do. I'm a little disappointed
Definitely.
they waited until the end to be like, look at this badass mom. Like,
I know,
come on.
but I love that mom who's like
Yeah.
slowly kind of like rebelling, and
Yeah.
she's just like, I'm
nice.
gonna make things right. So good
Nice,
for you,
I like it.
John Lithgow. Who doesn't love John Lithgow?
Well, I mean, as a sketchy minister, I don't love him.
But he really comes around.
Yeah, but
I remember him being much more evil in this, and I was like, oh, he's like really not that bad. I guess I forgot that the brother
I
had
think
died
it's just
too.
Like the way that he delivers the sermon sounds like very Jim Jones. And
Oh, it's super scary. Those kind of churches
I don't
are terrifying.
like it, and I get really like.
But I mean, as we'll talk about, like he slowly realizes, like during the film, that like, I like created a monster by like outlawing all this shit because he created all these like crazy people in the town who are like, let's burn books. So even he's like,
created
whoa,
Nazis.
whoa.
I didn't mean
I didn't
Nazis.
mean burn books, people. So that was cool. SJP, classic. Love her. She's iconic bitch. I'm sorry. Love
She's so
her.
fucking cute.
She's
I love her so much.
Cute.
I wish she was in more of this.
Me
I
too.
wish that Ren dated her because she seemed to like him a lot in the beginning, but then was like, oh, I guess my more popular skinny friend can have him instead. And then kind of was just like, yeah, I'll date Chris Penn. And then we were like, what?
Yeah, she's so
I don't
fun.
know.
Her name is Rusty.
Rusty.
Cool name.
She's so cool.
Good baby name. Come on.
It's too Griswold.
It's way too Griswold.
It's too much. I want to get I get them like but it would be really funny though to get a baby beret and have the name like sewn on
Like
it
in
like
the
a
European
European
vacation.
vacation.
Okay, Rusty, baby name. Put that in the maybe column. Put it in the maybe column. Okay. And then we have Chris Penn, R.I.P. You know, the forgotten. Well, because he's dead, but
He's never forgotten.
the
That's
Penn
mean.
the Penn brother that people tend to forget. Chris Penn, excellent in this.
Yeah, he really. I kind of missed when they first met, like
Yeah.
how they became friends. But I guess we'll talk about it. But yeah, I enjoyed his performance.
Yeah.
I enjoyed his turn as a I don't want to say oaf, but like kind of,
Yep.
and couldn't dance. And then we get a dance montage, learning dance montage. Which
Oh, that was awesome.
Is one of my favorite things.
Oh
in
yeah,
the movie
and
ever.
he did so well by the end.
He did
oh my
pretty
God,
good.
He was killing it.
Yeah, he did well. But is that?
And then there's other people who may have been famous at the time, like the girl who plays Ariel,
Like, she
Lori
was in Fame.
something.
The TV show, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure she did other things, but she's not like super famous now or anything like that. But she was creepy as fuck to me. I'm sorry.
She had a mental illness
Yeah.
and she needed to eat a sandwich.
Oh my God, she was so skinny. And I know
it-
I hate talking about women's bodies on this podcast, but
But
girl was a
no,
coat hanger.
It was extreme.
Oh my
It
God.
made me very uncomfortable.
Me too. And I'm like, how? Okay, because I always get so worried about that because you're like, the camera adds 10 pounds. How skinny is she really?
It's just an expression. The camera doesn't like.
It's true. I was
actually
on
add-
Jeopardy. I looked
you did
fatter.
not look fatter.
Yes, I did.
No, you looked beautiful.
I looked beautiful, but I definitely looked fat.
Okay. Well, anyways, that's it. That's it for the cast. I say we just get Footloose. Oh, and we can't forget Kenny Loggins. Really crucial role as the guy with the gold shoes in the beginning.
Yeah, so the intro is really cool because it's like just like 150. I forget they like said how many people's feet there were, but there's like it's not 150, but it was like some number. And they said it was mostly the cast and crew. Very cool.
Well, I thought it was just like normal people.
No,
I saw a black person and I was like, I don't think these are people in the movie.
And if you ever watch this movie again, the guy with the gold shoes is Kenny Loggins. So he got Footloose himself, as well as singing the epic song, which was nominated for an Oscar, but sadly did not win.
What did it lose to?
I don't know what it lost to, but 2 songs.
Well,
so
we're gonna
that
find out.
and Let's Hear It for the Boy also
I
nominated.
don't like that song.
It's kind of dumb.
I like Holding Out for a Hero, obviously.
Anything. Bonnie Tyler could sing the ABCs, and I'd be like Grammy gold right there.
Wait, you said it was nominated for a Grammy or for an Oscar?
Oh, Oscar, I think, for songs and movies.
Nominated.
Yeah. So cool
Oscar
thing, what I didn't know about this movie. So the guy who wrote the screenplay is this guy named Dean Pitchford, and he also wrote the lyrics to 9 of the songs. So most of the songs in this are original songs. So it's basically like almost like a movie musical, and this they don't sing the songs, but like the soundtrack was all like original jams, which they then made made it so easy to then make a musical out of. So it was kind of like the reverse thing where it's like movie, which actually is happening a lot these days, where it's like a movie and then they make a musical out of it. But I feel like for the 80s that was like pretty rare because it was always like Oster and Hammerstein, and then they'd make like, you know, a movie version of Oklahoma or whatever. So I think that's really cool. But yeah, so the guy who did the screenplay, like, could, you know, how great is that? But he was like, well, like these songs are going to fit perfectly into my screenplay because like I'm going to write them. A talented fella.
Pretty great. Pretty great. So would it be a music original score or music original song? Music original song, probably.
Did you look at IMDb awards nominations?
Well, I want to see the other ones that were winning.
Oh,
It did win. Winner, Flashdance. Oh,
yeah.
This is Footloose.
Oh, that's why it didn't win.
That's why it didn't win.
Wow.
Which
Okay.
I totally
I can stand behind that.
I appreciate it because for a second I thought, oh wait, oh no, you know what happened?
What?
I think I googled Flashdance winner. No, okay, we'll figure it out later. But I may have messed up. Okay, I think we should just start. Let's just do it. Let's just do it.
It's time for the Sweety synopsis.
Yeah, Sweeties.
It's our time to dance. It's our way of celebrating life.
Ren McCormick is
Like the spice.
I think that's McCormick.
Damn it. That's how I was remembering it.
Oh, well,
That was my...
I mean, don't quote me on that.
Mnemonic.
As we know, we're not great with names. Ren has just moved from Chicago to the small, tiny town of Beaumont, I guess Utah. It was filmed in Utah, but they never explicitly say they're in Utah.
There's mountains everywhere.
I guess we could have looked at a license plate.
So somewhere near the Rockies,
yeah,
for sure.
There's mountains and like lots of religion. So it's like stupid little town.
They're not Mormon.
They're not Mormon, but they dress like Mormon, and they are really into religion. So much so that because there was a bad accident where some kids were listening to some music and oops, they died, they had to outlaw dancing and music and
I don't
beer.
get where the connection was with that, because you learn that what do they call it? The game they were playing, car tag or something,
bump tag.
Where you like bump a car, and I guess it's like tag or it or something.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, bad place to play a bridge, a one-way bridge, and they both fall over the bridge and they all die. So they come to the conclusion that, okay, this would never have happened if they weren't listening to music. And then they connect music to dancing. So then dancing's out too. And then obviously I think it's a dry town. So like I don't think those kids should have been drinking anyway. But like
how can you make a law? Wouldn't it have to have been for the whole state? Like you can make laws specific to just a tiny little town?
I mean, you would think, like, okay, far-fetched plot. And now it sounds ridiculous, right? However, I learned today that this was based on like an actual town in Oklahoma that it was Elmore, Oklahoma was the town. And they banned dancing for 90 years. So this happened like not 5 years ago, whatever this town.
Right.
But like, I don't know. So that would have been like, what, late 1800s? So I don't think it was because kids died. It must have been a religious connection being like,
Yeah.
Satan
it's
dancing,
the same old song where it's like, It's the same thing happened after Columbine. They were like, oh, those kids were listening to Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson caused them to shoot up the school. Music caused these kids to die. Music leads to sexual dancing, which leads to sex, and that's just no good.
Tale as old as time. What have we learned from literally years upon years upon years of banning shit? It does not work. Like, people do it anyway and do it even more so than they do it if it wasn't banned, And it's just so tiring. However, it does make an interesting plot for this film. Sweety, go on.
Indeed. So he's in Beaumont. It's not like most movies. He's not like a Daniel LaRusso where he has a little bit of a hard time fitting in. I'd say he gets popular pretty quickly. The girls are like, oh my God, he's super cute.
You know why? Because his town's boring as fuck.
Yeah,
and anyone who's new is like, yeah.
They're like, excitement. So the preacher's daughter, Ariel.
Cool name.
Has a liking to him, but is at the same time dating like this awful piece of shit guy who drives around with like deer antlers on his truck.
He's like the high school dropout.
Is always dirty. So, but she likes Ren, you can tell. One day, Ariel's boyfriend, what is that guy's name? The stupid guy with the antlers? Chuck? Probably Chuck. They challenges him to a chicken fight. What is that called? Yeah. Chicken race?
Do you feel like that's like just like a not like rite of passage, but like when the new kid comes to town, they're like, gotta have the chicken race or chicken fight.
Didn't something spark it? Wasn't he mad because something happened? It wasn't just like a random. Wasn't there like a?
Oh well, there was that thing where he was like, he called him a pansy, and he's I thought only assholes use the word pansy, so he's being like smart with him.
Yes. So because of that, I think that's what this way it happened. So anyway, so the drill with this is that everybody gets, or just the two people that are fighting. I was going to say in cahoots, but I know that's wrong, and that's a good thing, right? If you're in cahoots, you're like together. Yeah. I always mix it up.
You still use that like way too often. I feel like it's not like a casual.
When else did I use it?
Another time, and I correct you, I'm like, I think that's like for a bank robbery. You're like in cahoots. It's for crime usually.
God. Okay, it was like one time a year ago. I'm sorry.
I know. You just keep using it.
I do not. This is the first time I've used it since then. Good grief. So you get
cahoots.
A tractor. Like a lot of words. So Ren's got a tractor. Chuck's got a tractor.
But they're not their tractors.
Yeah, whose tractors
are
those?
Like they're just on some farm.
Who's leaving their tractor around? Do tractors not need keys? They leave the keys in the tractor?
Yeah, they just leave the keys in the tractor.
Small towns. Well, they learned their lesson after this.
I was
because
born in a small
what
town.
happens is, although Ren has never driven a tractor before, he fucking works it. And it's a funny scene because it's scored to the I Need a Hero song, which is an amazing song, and it's very upbeat and exciting. But the tractors are going so slowly, so it's just like really funny to me. They're like,
it's so dramatic. I love
it's going so slow. So they're getting closer and closer to each other, and obviously the idea behind chicken is that like whoever lasts the longest without like bailing out wins.
Think of the movie Grease, but with tractors, guys.
This happens in every movie, and it's like. It's just such a stupid thing because if neither one of you pulls out, you're both dead. Like, I don't know. It's just stupid. So getting closer and closer, and Ren's trying to jump off the tractor because he's like, I've had enough of this shit. This town is whack. But his shoelace is stuck on the thing, so he can't jump out. So he keeps like pretending like he's jumping out, and you're like, wow, he's really he's really faking him out. But he was just stuck. So Chuck is like, what the fuck, man? He's like, you're going to kill us. And Chuck can't take it anymore. And he jumps off the tractor. Tractor falls into this like creek in the creek. That's how they say it. And everyone's like, yeah. Because everyone hates Chuck because they know he's a piece of shit who's always dirty and beats women. And they're really excited that he just fucking lost. So now Ren's more popular than ever. Right. Plus, he's had experience dancing, going to like bars. Yeah. He's awesome. And everyone wants to be friends with him.
And so now Ariel, being like semi the opportunist that she is like, oh, okay, like, well, my boyfriend lost, so might as well get with the winner, that kind of a thing. Yeah. But also Ren represents to her, like you just said, like someone who's a little bit more worldly, who's gotten out of that town, and that's all she wants. She's like applying to colleges. She cannot wait to get out of this town. She's to the point like this town has broken her, and I think like this is why she's like legit bonkers, because there's many scenes before this where she's like really risking her life and other people's just trying to get some sort of like excitement or high or like euphoria of doing all these like dangerous things because she's like so frustrated with her life.
She's just like so bored in this town that she either wants to go to college or die. And like it's a coin toss, which she does. Any opportunity she has to risk her life, she takes it.
The girl is depressed.
It's very bizarre. So
her dad's the preacher. BT does.
Yeah, I said that at the beginning. Preacher's daughter
was the daughter of the preacher man. Was the daughter of the preacher man.
Okay, I see. You switched it. I was like, that's not the song. Okay, so now she's basically dating Ren, blah, blah, blah.
No, because he's a little standoffish because he figures her out.
Because he knows she's a psycho. Yeah. She's like,
her
do you want to kiss me? And he's like, we just fucking met. It's been like one
maybe
day.
Someday.
She's like, why don't you like me? He's like, I literally met you a day ago. She's insane.
Psycho.
But she comes in and like sees him doing his like gymnast like vent session where he does gymnastics and like heavy dancing in the vacant barn / is that the factory? Yeah.
I always thought it was a barn, but it's more like a warehouse.
I think that's where he works. Yeah. So now they're kind of like an item, and she's kind of like sneaking around, and then Ren takes them to like this club, like outside a town line, so that they know what they're missing, and it's all very exciting. And little by little, they start like getting people really into the idea of like, let's dance again. Let's dance. Overturn this stupid law.
Yeah.
So Ren's like, I'm going to go to the town council and get this changed, you know. Doesn't go so well because most of the town still thinks that dancing causes bad things to happen and that it's like Satan's music and like all this bullshit.
Yeah. So a lot of it is tied around to religion, and then you do have the preacher played by John Lithgow doing these kind of sermons and basically keep like pounding into people's heads how bad music is and stuff like that. But Ren comes armed with like Bible passages, which is like soup smart, even though that was Ariel's
she found it
like,
for him.
idea.
Yeah.
But, you know, coming to the conclusion that, oh, look, God wants us to dance. Here's proof.
Which is like everything ever that is annoying about religion is that if you just like show people stuff in their own like scripture, like, oh, look, God said being gay isn't bad. Like, oh, and they're like, that's not what that means. Like, we don't follow that passage.
And I mean,
they just pick what they want to like.
Oh, totally.
Use for their own benefit.
It's bullshit. I mean, religion is basically bullshit. Let's be real.
Crazy religion like this, like evangelical.
So, but like, and like, really, you know, and what I said when we were watching this, like, dancing is like a very like pure form of happiness. It is in most ways like very innocent, and it's not the dance itself. It's like. And like what he says later, like Satan is inside you. Satan isn't like in books or
Satan's in burning books.
Yeah. Well,
like,
Satan is inside people doing bad things, but like dancing and all these other things are not the evil things. Right. Like really, it's kind of like the people and what they choose to do with things, right? So John Lithgow, as a preacher, like kind of starts leaning to this as well, and he has some, but I think, some good combos with people,
with his daughter especially. Kind of more concerned around. You need to stop being so upset about like your son dying, and I don't know. I forget what happens in that conversation, but it somehow gets turned around, and he's like, I don't want to lose you too. Yeah, it's like something like that. So he changes his mind, blah, blah. So he kind of gives his blessing for Ren to have this school prom. So he's going to throw like a senior prom.
Yeah, and they can't even have it on in the school. They have to get like, luckily, like, found that character of like Ren's boss at the weird mill or wherever he worked was like strange.
Well, he kept popping up,
and like some like voice of reason, like wise man.
Yeah, he kept popping up, and I kept being like, "Who is that?" And I kept thinking it was someone's dad, and I was like, "Whose dad is that?" And then I realized it was him by the end, and I was like, "Oh, he's cool. He cool."
I thought for a second it was the guy who's like the really famous like grit voice guy who's in A Star Is Born.
Oh, yeah, that guy
who always plays those kind of roles.
I forget, but
Sam something.
Sam. Woodsmith? No. I don't know. There's so many Sams I'm thinking of right now. It's just my whole brain is like Sam Houston, Sam. I don't know. Okay. So, anyways. Sam Elliott, who I get confused and think that that's Sam Smith. the singer.
singer?
Stay with me.
Oh my God. Okay.
It's very good.
Okay,
You know
well,
how
guess
I am
what?
with names. Anyways, they have the
They have the
senior prom.
dance.
It's great. They have so much fun. There's so much fucking glitter that goes into this dance. How much glitter? Like what did I say? How glitter storm? How many inches do you think it glittered? By the end of the film, I feel like precipitation probably like 5 inches by the end.
I need like a behind the scenes how they did like the glitter stuff. How hard was that to clean up? Like what the hell?
How hard was it to
was there
dance
just glitter
in?
everywhere? How hard was it to dance
Let's
in?
think of every time we see the Nutcracker and during
I
like
know.
the snow scene when the snow starts falling, you get so nervous because it's slippery and somebody always falls.
Those actors and actresses must have been glitter out of their hair till like 1992.
And we're like
that must
eating
have been
it. It
insane.
reminds me of the scene in Overboard where she's like having that like weird dream with like the confetti falling down and it like gets in her eye and she's like,
I know, that was awesome. But yeah,
so
it's
much
super
glitter.
happy, and honestly, like I could watch that end scene like probably like on a loop for like the rest of my life and be totally
it's
happy.
Just like, but it's a bunch of like white guys who have never danced in their life suddenly break dancing, which is like very suspicious and
Slap 'em up.
yeah, it's like
The worm.
it's a little cultural
That, like,
appropriation.
Russian worm.
But isn't it annoying though that it's
It
like
is annoying.
obviously they've never seen hip hop in their life, but they're just like amazing at it.
I feel like it should have been more like how the Chris Penn guy was dancing.
Yeah, like, what?
someone who was an amateur, but like could still like was kind of just working it and even Kevin Bacon. I mean, he wasn't doing like because it was mostly him. It wasn't his body double for that last scene, really.
Yeah.
And so I appreciated that because they like really worked that body double, especially in the gymnastic scenes.
Whoa.
We'll talk about it, but yeah, such like a happy, lovely ending. And guys, they get to dance.
Do you want? I keep confusing the "Do you want to dance," which is from Animal House, and not this. What's the line he says
Great.
at the end? Let's have a party. It's time to party. It's time to dance. What is it?
Oh, in this movie?
Yeah,
Oh.
that like line he says.
Oh, I
the
forgot.
famous line.
Yeah.
And he recreated it on.
Yeah, that was awesome.
What was that? What was that?
Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So great film. Awesome. You know, I feel like this and Flashdance was either right before this, I think, maybe. So it's like a couple good 80s dance movies. Fame, that was like probably
So
around
many.
this time too. I mean, kind of like we were just talking about with like Save the Last Dance. There was like, you know, in the 90s, late 90s, they had another like little burst of them.
I think they're just always around. I think it's something that's never going to get old, right?
I know.
I feel like it's always going to be something.
Yeah. Well, they're awesome. And like I said, this one is like a little is heavy. Oh, Dirty Dancing. Hello. You know, this one's a little bit heavy. It has some dark themes. It has some tough themes in there, but
Yeah,
but they're great and well done. And I just thought it was a
Yeah.
terrific film.
wow,
It was a terrific film.
great. Is it on your list?
5 stars. I mean, it's not like
This film is in my top 15 of all.
oh, definitely not. But I think it's a good movie. It's not like a trash 80s movie.
Messing with you.
You are messing with me.
Yeah, I liked it, but the religion stuff I just always really like sours me. I'm like obviously on a religion like hate fest right now, which is fine. But I've
Wow.
been listening to the like boy erased stuff and like
yeah.
you know, conversion therapy. So I'm like,
It brings a lot of problems. Does it bring more problems than good? Sometimes I think
yeah,
so.
but anyways, so what do you want to talk about first of all?
What do I want to talk about? All right, let's talk about favorite scenes because we kind of breezed through the synopsis, but I want to go in depth, just like a couple scenes, right? All right. So the first one, we talked about the tractor one. That was excellent. So good. I will say the Bonnie Tyler song is awesome.
It's my favorite song.
Yeah. Sweety here got into, I forgot when that happened. Did you find the Bonnie Tyler like Pandora station? And we both were like goo over it for like months. And we were like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, and I still think it's the best thing
Oh
ever,
my
and
God.
it's still like my go-to station.
I still get Pandora
Bonnie-
asking me all the time, do you want to listen to the Bonnie Tyler radio station?
Bonnie Tyler Radio, get it, learn it, live it, love it. It is so good. We played it during like Thanksgiving one time, and this song came on, and I was just like, yeah.
I want to. So everyone knows Bonnie Tyler for like the turn around, Total Eclipse of the Heart, right? Like that was such a big thing. And then once Old School came out, it kind of like got like dragged through the mud and like people making fun of it and stuff.
I forgot about that.
But like Bonnie Tyler's voice is
Oh my God.
amazing,
But her songs are so
guys.
amazing. There's
and her
this,
songs too.
the one that's like, it's a heartache, nothing but which I played on repeat after the election.
Oh yeah.
And there's just like
This
so
the
many
hero
good
song.
ones. This one is so good though.
Yeah.
And I love this song because if you remember a few years ago, Heineken had a bunch of had that commercial that used this song, and it was like a bunch
so
of
good.
cool women just being like, I need a hero. Although I didn't really, what's the point that the hero where the guy is not drinking and being responsible?
Yep.
That's nice.
I know. Yeah, it
I
was.
loved that
It's great,
commercial.
but she is like the most gravelly, cool, just very unique sound to her voice. She really like belts it out. You feel it's just like shivers like run through my body. So get into Bonnie Tyler. That's all we ask of you guys. Amazing, and that tractor scene is
so good,
funny.
And I totally remember that scene. Like
Me too.
I've seen that scene before.
Yeah.
I think. Like I remember being stressed out about the shoelace.
It's silly and
And-
awesome, and there's like like we said, like the chicken in Grease. That's a big part of that movie too. There's something about that kind of thing that is always like really fun to watch in movies.
Wait,
and
there's a
you're
chicken
like,
in Grease?
yeah, like Scarface and Danny Zuko.
No, the end is like a race.
No, isn't there a chicken part to it?
No. But in Stand By Me there was with Kiefer Sutherland. There's like a lot of chicken races or drag races also
Yeah.
in
Okay,
80s
maybe
movies.
you're right. But
But what is similar with Grease is the woman standing like doing the like
maybe that's
sending
what I
the
was
flag
thinking
up
of.
kind of thing. She
Yeah.
throws her hat up. It's kind of like Cha-Cha doing
Yeah.
like the thing. But yeah, it's a good scene. It's a good scene. And I liked how everyone was so excited when he won. Like that was really cute. I liked it.
I love when his friend like flips out.
Yeah.
The Chris Penn character.
Yeah.
He's like, woo! And, like jumps up and they all like, yeah, it was really good. So that's awesome. And then, okay. So let's, as we talk about the gymnastics crazy scene in the barn, in general, like let's talk about how they use gymnastics in this film. And then we'll bring into the conversation the body double. So as we said, Ren is, basically like a professional gymnast. The guy is good.
Sweety used the term casual
Yeah,
gymnast.
at first I did
earlier.
because I didn't know he was on the gymnastics team because
Even
what
if
happened was he is in like the gym with Chris Penn. Like guys would be, let's say, shooting hoops, right? But instead of shooting hoops, he's on like the parallel bars doing like crazy flips and shit.
Yeah, but if he was a casual gymnast is like, oh, just I can do a flip. But no, he's like an Olympic level caliber gymnast. Also, for some reason in this school, gymnastics seems to be like the main sport. Yes. And there's like a part where everyone starts getting all upset about Ren and how he's like, they think he's bad. So all the parents are like kicking him off. They're like firing his mom from jobs. She's like, I got kicked off the gymnastics team. Well, actually I didn't make it because they didn't have enough room for me or something. But like, and we were all like, well, that's bullshit. And then this car full of like jocks, quote unquote, drives by and they're like, hey man, heard you didn't make the gymnastics team. Too bad for you. And it's like, what is this?
Yeah, I mean that was very weird how they like wove in like the love of gymnastics and like Beaumont, like Utah. or
Yeah,
whatever.
like what? What is
Anyway,
the purpose of this?
so this comes into play because he does like use all his gymnastic skills in his dancing. So the part where I just described, where it's like in the gym, he's talking to his friend. So this is when they introduce the body double for Kevin Bacon, because while Kevin Bacon is a pretty good dancer, he's no gymnast.
Mm-hmm.
So Sweety here was like thinking it was like a completely different person and character, and she like. Because it's not like I guess the body double is like pretty good, but like it's definitely not Kevin Bacon's face, and they're not
Or
afraid
his
to show
hair.
it.
It's always the hair that is the most obvious thing. And I just saw this person and I heard Kevin Bacon's voice, but it sounded a little different. And the whole time I was just like, who is this new character? I'm like, why are they just introducing
Oh,
a
man.
new character?
It was awesome.
No, it was the stunt double.
Right.
So he does like all these like great just like gym
and he's just like casually. I think I called it casual gymnastics because he's also just like talking to his friend while he's doing like insane
He's, like,
gymnastics moves, and you're
barely
like,
breaking a
what?
sweat. He's just like
Crazy. So then my favorite scene ever, which is like pretty famous in this movie, is what does he get angry and flip out about? His uncle yelling at him.
His uncle's
Yeah.
like, I knew you were a bad kid.
Yeah.
Blah blah
so
blah.
he's this like weasel dick uncle who like sucks so bad. He's like basically drinking the Kool-Aid of this town and is like, oh, like you're such a bad kid, no smoking, and like, oh, what'd they teach you in Illinois? And your dad would be so mad. You know, like it's just like bullshit.
Like, fuck my dad, he fucking left us.
So it's like he's not even doing anything wrong in the town, but there's all these like weird rumors starting that he's like causing all this trouble just because he's the new kid and like, you know, that whole like outsider mentality.
I blame Chuck.
Yeah,
Chuck's
totally.
obviously spreading rumors.
Totally. So he gets like pissed and he leaves and like drives, you know, drives all mad away and is like a little like rusted out yellow buggy, which is not a great car to do that in because you look like a loser. But anyway,
I thought he pulled it off. Yeah, he pulled it off. He's pretty cool.
I mean, whatever. Bugs are cool. But then he's like very like aggressively smoking and drinking a beer while driving.
Was it a joint or was it a cigarette?
No, it was a cigarette.
I thought it was a joint.
Maybe I hope it was
and
a
then
joint.
He just like
that's
pulled
why he was,
out
like,
a bottle
so
of beer that he had been also drinking while driving.
He's taking like these angry chugs with it. He's like,
and then he drives into the deserted factory, which I'm pretty sure during the day it does not look like. Where's all the equipment? I don't know. But the farming equipment has been mysteriously replaced with the gymnastics equipment. And there's like a pommel horse, and then like pommel, and then like a parallel. Sweety set a reminder with Alexa to get the meat.
I'm so happy she said it.
And she just reminded us, so now he remembers. Okay, she's going to keep saying it.
Alexa, thank you. No worries. Oh, she's so polite. Yeah, so it's fucking classic. So he rips off his shirt. He has a white wife beater on, these tight like stonewashed jeans, so amazing, and he's just like fucking bombing, dancing, doing flips, using like all like the chains and stuff in the factory, like very dangerously, like swing from platform to platform, like jumping off walls, doing like just like these crazy dance moves, just being like
he's just getting it out. He's dancing the anger out.
I mean, that's why you need dancing. And then, and then he finds a pommel horse somehow. Who knows? Finds like the parallel bars. Where'd that come from? Does like little flips and shit. Oh my god, it's amazing. I forget the song that's even playing during that.
It's not like but it's just like it's funny. But it's just a well-known scene because a lot of people use it to make fun of it because it's obviously not Kevin Bacon doing these like amazing like dances and acrobatic like just flips and stuff. Okay. You can dance. I feel like this movie set an unfair precedence for dancing wherein you need to be able to do tumbling to be a dancer.
Yeah.
Because this happens in Flashdance too. Remember? She just all of a sudden does like a crazy flip.
I agree.
And we're like, what? Just because you dance doesn't mean you can be a gymnast.
Yeah.
Like, what?
They're setting the bar.
And same thing
really,
at the end with the kids. People are just doing flips.
Yeah.
You can't just do that.
That's not about like, that's great if you have that skill. And it's funny because like, I don't think there's a lot of like gymnasts who can dance though. You know, it's like.
Yes, they can. Floor routine, hello.
Well, not really though. I mean,
and they always win on Dancing with the Stars.
I don't know.
They got rhythm. It's like, I mean, it's adjacent. It's dancing adjacent.
I don't believe it. I think it's just more strength in doing those moves.
I got rhythm. I got
Come
no
at me if you're a gymnast. But
yeah, but that's a great scene.
Yeah.
Pretty hysterical. Liked it a lot. Good times all around. All around good times. I liked the learning to dance montage with Chris Penn a lot. I just love a learning to dance montage. And I like to see how people do it. You know, I like to see their technique. For this one, Kevin Bacon starts, real simple. He's like, this is how you snap.
Yep.
This is how you snap to the beat.
This is how you clap your hands.
Yeah. And it's like very basic. And it's true though. Like if you have no rhythm, like that's kind of what you need to start with. And he's pretty hopeless at first. And then you see him get better and better, which is great. And it's a really cute scene. Also like the scene where they go to that cool bar outside of town, or I guess in another state. I really liked that. And it seemed like a lot of fun. And
I was upset that they played the Footloose song during that, though. I
know.
don't remember that.
Yeah,
it kind of.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? No, this is the last song.
I don't know. But they're just like dancing with everyone. What gets me about that scene, though, is that it's sad that Rusty, Sarah Jessica Parker's were they just friends at this part and then became romantically entwined?
Remember, that guy tried to dance with her, and I think he got like kind of
I
jealous.
know, but that's what I mean. I'm like, what? I thought they were just like.
And I don't think she liked him as much until he learned to dance. That was like a huge factor.
Yeah.
For her.
Well, he wouldn't dance with her.
Yeah.
But she's all excited about dancing with that gross guy with the mustache, and he's like kind of ugh. I don't
she
know.
just wants to dance.
Just want to dance. But I like that scene, and I like the end scene. Obviously, I think those are the best scenes. There's a couple of like doldrummy parts in the middle, just where it gets like too okay. Another talk with Dad about how I'm mad he doesn't want me to dance.
Yeah.
But they're good fights. Like I would say it's kind of everything I've ever wanted out of like a father-daughter fight that I've ever like. Everything comes true. Sweety and I were like, because there's a scene where they show you that she had been having sex with stupid Chuck in the woods. And we're like, oh my God, preacher's daughter. And she does all these bad things. She smokes, she drinks, she has sex. It's crazy. And there's a part at the end where she's like, you know what? I'm not a virgin. And it's pretty great. I felt empowered. I liked it. I appreciated it. But I'm glad she got that out, because so many of, what I appreciate about her is that she doesn't hide the fact that she's like a bad, like a lot of preachers' daughters are like pretending to be good but are bad, but she's just like, I'm bad.
Yeah. No, she was really cool, and she's obviously like bonkers, but like she did really like warm to me. I loved her clothes. She had some like pretty sweet clothes. I mean, she was basically like a hanger, so like stuff looked great on her. I also enjoyed / appreciate the male buns in this movie. There wasn't really any female nudity, which I really appreciate.
You meant man buns, like a man bun.
Oh, there were man buns in this.
No.
I'm talking about naked male buns.
No, like you know how now guys that wear a bun.
Oh, I know.
Man bun.
I know.
But you're man butts.
Butts.
Okay.
Buns.
Sorry,
butts.
just clarifying for the folks. It's
So there's
confusing.
no real female nudity in this. Cool.
Yeah.
But there's male nudity. And it's awesome. So
a
it's
butt.
guys in the
There's, like,
locker
one
room.
butt, right?
There's butts. The like kind of cute, muscly like friend. Almost like you almost see like his whole body.
Yeah,
His like
who
full
was
chest
that?
and everything.
Why was he just
I
like a
don't
random,
know.
like nice, giant, muscular friend?
Yeah,
I'm confused.
And he just came in at the right
And
moments.
then I tried to look him up because he looked really familiar, but he's like, I can't find him credited on IMDb, so I'm very confused.
Was he even in this movie?
I
Did
know.
we imagine him?
Like, is this
Yeah.
a beautiful mind? Like,
It was cool, but like there's like gratuitous boobs all the time in these, or like a side boob or something. There's none of that. Like I really appreciate it. What I did not appreciate was like this kind of a lot of violence against women that I felt like was not necessary, like was not needed in any of those scenes at all.
Yeah.
Especially the one where Chuck like beat the shit out of her. Like,
Oh my God.
why
Well,
was that happening?
I know, but
It showed that she was like feisty
I like,
and fought back.
I like that she fought back, but she
But she still got-
she gets slapped a lot.
A
She
lot.
got slapped like 3 times
Yeah.
throughout this movie.
It made me really uncomfortable, and I was like, why is this in here? I don't like.
Wait, and does the mom get slapped?
No, just her in the kitchen. Because she like talked back to her dad, and then you see the dad
Oh, yeah.
being like, "I've never hit anybody before."
Oh yeah, and I'm like,
"Sure,
yeah,
buddy.
right.
Sure,
Past,
yeah,
what's
like
missed,
such a loser."
whatever.
But then there's so this awful scene where like Chuck figures it out that like I think like essentially she's like ghosting him, like doesn't return his calls or whatever. 80s version of ghosting.
Chuck. Take a shower.
Yeah. And he meets her behind the bleachers, like, ooh. And he's like, oh, I'm figuring out what's going on. Like, you're wanting to be with Ren or whatever. And then he, like, is kind of calls her a slut.
Calls
like,
her a
essentially.
dog in heat. Like,
Dog
a
in
bitch
heat,
in heat. Like,
wrapping your skinny legs around any guy who shows you
fair.
attention
She does
or
have skinny
something.
legs, but I mean, she was doing that. I mean, she did jump to Ren pretty quickly, but Chuck's a trash bag, so
Yeah,
it was
she was
deserved.
just like angry. I mean, she's kind of a psycho, so she's like angry at her life in general, and she hits him, so he hits her.
She starts messing up his car.
No, first she hits him, and then he hits her back.
I dug my key into the
Right.
side.
And then he says like a bunch of bad things, and then she starts like wailing on his car, and then he like really hits her, so she's like bloodied up, and it was just kind of awful. And I'm like,
really-
why is that scene even in here? I mean,
very
did
brutal.
we really need it?
And then, actually, and what kind of makes me most pissed about that is that she could have been like, Dad, look at the monsters you've created in this town. Like, instead of the book burning thing, they could have been like, this guy beat me up. Like, I feel like that would have woken him up too.
And they never even like have a scene where the dad sees like her bruises.
So, like, he doesn't even know. No one knows
Yeah.
except Ren. He doesn't even do anything about
That
it.
was really weird. And then there's like a weird scene at the dance where like the tough guys come one more time to try to like mess up the dance or something. And then it ends up being just the Chris Penn character and Ren like being able to, they promised they weren't going to fight, but then like they do, and then it's just them, and they like really beat the shit out of those guys. And then they go back in the dance. They're like, "Who's ready to party?" And like, it was just so random.
was
Like,
really
it had
random.
no reason to be there.
I think it was just like people wanted. I mean, personally, if we didn't have a scene where there wasn't some kind of like them besting stupid Chuck, I would have been mad because there was like no repercussions from him beating her up. You know, like it's kind of like that. I think.
I wish, because I feel like who is the bad guy? Who are the bad guys in this movie? I mean, those are like the easy out bad guys, right? Like the bullies. But like the real bad guys are those weirdo parents who are like burning the books, and like nothing ever happens to them. Like you don't really see them.
So weird. They're just like casual book burning at the library, and they just like light up a trash can and throw books in it, and we're like, what?
It's so that scene was super weird, and like there's no. Because you don't get the sense that like the whole like the kids win and they get to have their dance, even though they had to have it like off site of the school, like far away from everybody. But like you don't get the sense that like the rest of the town woke up and were like, oh, okay, like
right, like are we supposed to assume that just because the preacher said it was okay that like everyone else was like okay? I don't know.
That sense.
I didn't get that sense either, but it seemed like that's what they wanted us to think, but based on the other people's reactions, I don't think that's the case.
I wanted the book burning guy to get
oh my god, I wanted him to go to jail.
Oh my god, he was the worst. He's such a loser.
Join the Aryan Brotherhood.
And like firing teachers for like teaching books, you know, books that they don't want, you know. I mean, that opens a whole can of worms with that whole book banning thing. Like, do you remember in like middle school where that was happening a little bit with some books? Do you remember this?
Our middle school?
Yeah. So for when I was growing up, the book that everyone wanted to burn, well, kind of metaphorically, but that they did ban, I'm pretty sure, was The Chocolate Wars by Robert Cormier. Do you remember this?
Oh, yes, I remember it. But I remember you reading it.
Yeah. Well, I was reading all the banned stuff, but like,
no, I mean, I thought it was an assigned book in school, and that's why you were reading it.
I don't think so. I don't remember reading it for school, but I remember like, or maybe it was when Liz was in middle school even. So I was like, give me that book immediately. I think there's like a masturbation scene in it.
Oh shit!
Something.
I thought
like,
that was
so dumb.
I thought that was the book where like the guy that touched people turned to chocolate. No,
no.
What is that book?
No.
We had that book too, though. Right? You know what I'm talking about? The cover, he like touches someone, they turn to chocolate. It's a fucking book. It's probably like a Roald Dahl book. Well, now, great. Sweety confusion my whole life. I thought that's what that was about. Anyways, banning books is stupid as
so
fuck.
Stupid.
Don't do it. What are we doing here?
Like, I feel like wasn't like Catcher in the Rye one that was
there's so
banned?
like every book ever
book,
has
right?
basically been banned. Any book that has any kind of different thought from them, like do everything perfect and good, will be banned.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, censorship controversies. Appeared as third on the American Library Association's top 100 banned challenge books. Dang, what's in that list?
Well, like Harry Potter's a big one that gets banned a lot because it's like promoting witchcraft and like it's real stupid. Okay, The Chocolate Touch is the book that I was thinking of, which makes sense, I guess now. Oh, I think it is a Roald Dahl thing. But where's the? Oh no, there's okay. That's stupid. But yeah.
But I was thinking about like that in terms of like banning, like we were saying before, like, okay, let's say like prohibition, right? Like kind of same thing. There was like a whole thing that people were like, this country is corrupt and it's because of alcohol. Like, you know, they had basically these huge, oh yeah, I do remember that book. That's funny. Members of society driven by like religious organizations that basically were able to like have a hold on kind of like legislation and stuff like that. And like, that's why that amendment got passed of like basically banning alcohol. And like, just how crazy like that kind of stuff is, where these people really think that stuff is going to make a difference, is like, just, you can't stop people from doing things. You just can't.
Yeah. Like,
it's so dumb. So it's like, and with books, you know, like the preacher says, like, Satan isn't in these books. Satan's like, I was saying earlier, like, Satan's inside of you. But like, books and reading is like power to the people, right? Mm-hmm. And I always like note that like when, you know, a lot of countries that like, you know, are under dictatorship and, you know, censorship and stuff like that. And they like, you know, have so much trouble getting out because they don't let that information in. And even like, you know, in like slavery times, like why they didn't want like slaves to read, because that was like so empowering to them. And that was going to give them like ideas and foment all this, you know, stuff that they could rebel. So like reading all that stuff is like so powerful. You have countries that have low literacy rates, like are, you know, ends up going nowhere because it's like reading is everything. I'm saying this from someone who's a huge reader too. Okay.
See The Giver for more information.
Yes, I know. So it's like, I don't know. It's just these stories are just so interesting to me because like you know why people are doing it, to have like power over, you know, the weaker.
Y'all.
But it's bullshit.
It's such bullshit. I would like to know or talk more about I don't understand. So the story behind the dad is that he just like fucking left.
I didn't really get like a sense of any of that.
Like why did like I get not having money, I guess, and her only choice was to move in with her. Was it her brother or her sister? Which one was the mom's relation?
I think,
or maybe it was the dad's brother.
Yeah, that's what I think. So.
Okay. Oh my god. Well, that's even more bullshit.
I know.
She doesn't have any family. Even if she didn't have any money, like I don't know. I just feel like there had to been a better option than to move to this fucking town.
I know.
And then as soon as it was like, okay, this is a Nazi town, like get the fuck out.
I want to get out of there ASAP. Like, what were you thinking? Go somewhere else. Like, lady, you like, she could work. He was in school. He could have had a job. He did have a job. Yeah. I don't know why they would ever move.
It was very weird.
That was bizarre.
But I thought that was weird and I didn't get it. I just thought it was like a strange detail. Also, guys, big news. I think we have another Rita Wilson situation on our hands, and we might need the crime busters to break in and figure out what the deal is. So on IMDb, it says Marcia Gay Harden uncredited as a dancer, which you're like, I don't know, like if that's the end scene. Again, where's the proof here?
Maybe
it's
there's
like,
someone just like very evilly going on IMDb and injecting like random actresses into uncredited dance roles. Thoughts?
I mean, are they playing a crude prank on me specifically? Because what the fuck? I will find you out and I will cut you. But speaking of IMDb, though, I think you had a bunch of good IMDb trivs. Yeah.
Trivs. Yeah. So first fun one was that. So a lot of different actors like were slated to play this role. So Tom Cruise was one of them. They really liked him, but I think he ended up doing a different movie instead of this one. Rob Lowe.
Was it All the Right Moves?
No, I forgot.
Was it Risky Business?
Rob Lowe was in the running. You know, he had a conflict or something like that. What else? Like John Travolta. Who else did they say? So Kevin Bacon ended up with it. Cool. I think, like I said, did a great job. But he totally pulled a Never Been Kissed and actually went to high school to like get the vibe of like what it would be like to play a high schooler. Pretty cool.
Undercover,
I think he used the name. Undercover, and he used his name in the movie.
What do you mean?
Ren
McCormick.
Yeah.
That's
or something
funny.
close to that. Isn't that funny?
Well, how old was he? when he did this?
So 84. How old is Kevin Bacon? Good question. We'll do some math here.
Alexa, how old is Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon is 60 years old.
60.
Born on July 8,
1958. Okay.
Okay.
So 58, 68, 78. So he was 20s,
Okay.
mid-20s.
And he forgot what it was like to go to high school?
1,878 minus 20 is 586,000.
Oh my gosh.
She's just saying math
Wow,
problems to
she's
us
going
now.
nuts.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's good.
Apparently I forgot, but that's pretty cool. So kind of like some method acting shit from Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Going in there, doing his craft. Okay, other fun facts. So dance doubles, right? So we talked about how Kevin Bacon had a pretty epic one. He was great. Whoever that guy is awesome. But it said in the trivia that his dance double is married to the dance double from Flashdance, Jennifer Beals dance double. That's
I thought that was
cool.
a man.
No, just the breakdancing part.
I was like, crazy legs?
Yes, Crazy Legs was just the breakdancing.
Okay, I just thought of the best prank ever is if I go into IMDb and like pre-fill in all these hilarious trivia facts so that you'll be like, oh my God.
This is the danger of IMDb because you can just put shit in there. But I hope that's true. If it isn't, like, I'm very sad about it. But talk about having a fun relationship. Like, you're both dance doubles / like kind of unfulfilling though.
And both famous dance doubles and famous dance scenes where everyone knew that wasn't the real actor dancing.
But like, were they credited? I forget, because remember, like, the controversy with the Flashlights one is that she wasn't credited, and they tried to like make everyone think it was Jennifer Beals.
Yeah, some bullshit.
Even though she had a mustache. Just the dancing
what?
scene.
Oh.
No, remember we made fun of that part?
Oh my god,
I love
with
it.
the wig, with
And
the
hairy
headband.
legs.
All of a sudden, she had a headband on her, like, and had like an afro.
Yep. Oh my god.
I'm just gonna quickly Google was Marcia Gay Harden in Footloose and see what happens, because I'm just so curious. But yeah, good times. What else you got?
And I already said the one about based on the real town, so it's pretty cool.
Okay, guys, someone else already figured it out. Already tweeted
They
her.
found this-
She said, "Not me, not in Footloose."
See what is going on? I'm so upset. Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, glad we figured it out. Good times.
Did you find out what song beat out the Kenny Loggins? Do you want to talk about the Kenny Loggins
I
song?
still think I fucked
anymore?
I fucked
Let's
something up.
hear your thoughts on Kenny Loggins.
Okay, I love Kenny Loggins so much. Obviously, he also did the Top Gun song, right? Danger Zone.
Yep.
He's just a really great 80s voice. Like, he has that classic
So classic.
80s thing going on. And I just love, and I think that he had a lot of really good songs that we don't know about. And I think that he should be the next radio station that we get hooked on, because I think he's got a lot of hits. And do you remember the short story we read one time where the little boy was obsessed about dancing to this like Kenny Loggins song? It's in a book called The Birds of America. The kid who had that the thing, cystic fibrosis.
Yep.
And the song that he loved to dance to, I looked up and listened to it on YouTube or something. It's a really good song. So I just think we have opportunity to, really.
Okay, so I figured out the song one.
Oh, good. for
Okay,
you.
so the winner that year was "I Just Called to Say I Love You," Stevie Wonder.
What?
Amazing song, but what movie
What
was
movie
that
was
in?
that in?
I don't know. So 1985. This is like a great category, though. All right.
This is it. That's the song. Kenny Loggins. Okay, my homework is to listen to all the Kenny Loggins songs. So.
Okay, so "I Just Called to Say I Love You" won. It was from The Woman in Red.
I just called. What's that?
To say
What's The Woman in Red?
I love you. Is that like the comedy with Gene Wilder? No, maybe.
All I know is that
It is like romantic comedy with Gene Wilder.
It is
Oh my
not
god, it's so
as good a song as Footloose, and
It
I'm
is not
very
at all.
upset.
Though I do love that song.
Footloose is my favorite song to dance to at a dance or wedding.
Okay, also nominated "Against All Odds" by Phil Collins. Cool. Very cool. Footloose. And "Let's Hear It for the Boy." So those two
Oh my
songs
God,
were
up against each
nominated.
other.
Yep. Also, Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Okay, I mean, pretty tough year, but I still think out of all of those, Footloose deserves to win. I demand a recount, and I'm very upset about this.
So yeah, Flashdance won the year before.
Okay, yeah, I
was
think
gonna say.
I must have Googled
And
her.
Maniac was also nominated. in
She's
that
a
time.
man,
I love this category because there's some like good shit in here.
She's dancing.
Top Gun, "Take My Breath Away" won the next year. I mean, some good.
Not
good
Danger
jams.
Zone.
No, I don't think that was nominated.
Love that song. But yeah, Footloose, good song, good times.
I've had the time of my life. Dirty Dancing.
All right. Well,
From
we don't-
87.
Okay. We don't need to look up all
Working Girl, Let the
We
River
don't need
Run.
to look up all
I'm just
the
saying
songs.
we've covered all these movies. But yeah, I love Kenny Loggins too. He's amazing. Totally, again, like total 80s jackpot right there. Again, just like Bonnie Tyler, amazing like tenor to that guy's voice.
I know.
So
really sells it.
Sells it.
He could basically have sung the Gummy Bears song.
Yeah.
Like, did he?
No.
We looked that up. Gummy Bears. But yeah, so good.
But it's a great song.
Is he still
Sweety, yeah. What does he look like? I'm like imagining long
He
hair
looks
and a
like Marilyn.
mustache.
He looks
but-
like Charles Manson.
yeah, long hair and a mustache.
It's kind of upsetting.
Yeah, long hair and a mustache.
He's kind of scary. Kenny?
Yeah, that's what I like remember him as. You said like that's a fun song that you dance to at weddings, right?
Yes, it's my favorite song to dance to at weddings. I have a whole routine, and at the end, I do a jump in the air and freeze frame.
Wow. But apparently, when Kevin Bacon goes to weddings, he has to go up to the DJ and be like, "Do not play that song. Here's $10,000." No, I'm kidding.
Ooh, come on.
But, yeah,
Have
it just
some
got too
fun.
much. It got too
Who
much. for him,
cares? K-Dog, listen. But he did revive his dancing thing on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, that was great.
cool.
If you guys haven't seen that, it was pretty special. I don't know if it was for the anniversary or what. No, because it would have been like 84. What? Maybe nothing special. Because that was in 2014. Anywho, yeah, guys, good movie. I'm pumped we did this. It's like soup special, super 80s, super great. Love me some Kevin Bacon. As we're going out, want to play one round of 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Okay.
Okay.
Who? Okay. What do I pick a person? You pick a person?
Sure. Do you want to do it or me?
I don't know. I can never pick anyone that's like. I always pick someone that has been in a movie with him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn it.
Try to get really, really vague.
Okay. How about the Fred Astaire?
Oh my God, that's like really hard.
You're
That's
right.
too
It's
far.
probably easy. It's probably easy.
Are you putting it in or I'm doing it?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in.
Okay, because that's too hard for me. Ginger Rogers. Ginger Rogers connected to...
Ginger Rogers Dance on Air. Madonna. Warren Beatty. No. Okay. Hold on. Let me open up the site. I wish they would just have this fucking ready to go. Like, why do I have to search? I know what it is. I want to use it. God. Okay. Here we go. Enter a name. Kevin Bacon.
Shouldn't you only have to enter one name if it's 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, I'm just entering one name.
Oh.
Okay. Bacon number 2.
What?
Fred Astaire was in The Notorious Landlady with Jack Lemmon, who was in JFK with Kevin Bacon.
Oh my God. Okay. Dang.
I still think that you could do this with any actor who's done a lot of movies, and it would be the same results. Like, I don't think Kevin Bacon is like a special. I think it's just someone just did it because it's funny.
Has he been in like more movies than other people? Like, why does that work out?
I think any actor.
what I
I think that it applies to any actor. You could be like 6 Degrees George Clooney, 6 Degrees of Julia Roberts. Like, people at this point have been in enough movies with each other that it's all
Like on
gonna,
IMDb, he's credited with 90 acting ones.
which is like a lot,
It's
but
good, but yeah, and that includes. I mean, that's TV. Wow, he's in Black Mass. Maybe this is like.
I mean,
Totally
he is. I mean, let's be real. He is in everything. It's obvious.
Well, he's in a lot of stuff that you like forget too, and I'm not saying that he's like
Okay, so for
forgettable,
reference,
but-
Julia Roberts has been credited in 70 things.
Yeah.
George Clooney has been credited in 92 things. So
Yeah.
I feel like everyone has enough.
Okay, he was the voice of Balto. Did you know that?
I thought it was Kurt Russell. Oh no, that's the Fox and the Hound. I didn't know that. That's weird. Good stuff.
I mean, you do look at this list and you're like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Did we already know that he was doing he did the TV Tremors TV movie this year?
Yeah, I
Tremors?
think we talked about it this year.
Yeah, 2018.
I don't know. We talked about something about
Fred
that.
Ward was in it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, I think we
Television
talked
reboot
about
of the film. Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, good. Go Kevin Bacon. Like I said, I'm having a renaissance of Kevin Bacon. He's really coming around again for me. And this film project that we have called Large Marge sent us.
What? We're making a movie?
I just called our podcast a
I
film
know.
project.
I was like really confused. I'm like, are we making a
You
documentary?
just gave me the weirdest look. You're like, no more project.
Look, she's just like making shit up.
I'm really tired. I'm sorry.
Anyways, okay.
I need my slanket.
Slanket.
Carol just made me a
Good
slanket. I'm
times.
obsessed
Oh
with
my
it.
God. Thank you, Carol. We love you.
A slanket is a shawl and a blanket combo, guys. Does it get any better than that? It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I'm trying to I'm like,
Slanketed slipper Saturdays.
Yeah. Oh shit. So get this, guys. Next week we're doing a Sweety Club movie club, which is like book club but for movies. And so we want you to watch the movie Feds, made in 1988. I don't know. Starring Rebecca De Mornay and Mary Gross. And it's one of our favorite movies, and we've always wanted to cover it, but we are afraid that not a lot of people have seen it. However, based on the positive responses we've been receiving on Twitter, a lot of you have seen it.
Like, 5 of you have seen it,
I guess
which
we
is more than we
underestimated
thought.
you, which shame on us. Why do we ever do that? I don't know. But if you have not seen that movie, please get it, rent it. It's worth the $2 or whatever on Amazon or Vudu. watch it, and then you'll be able to laugh along with us on the podcast next week. So that's your heads up. Anything else, Sweetie?
No.
Any updates?
No updates for me other than my slanket.
Other than your slanket. Cool. All right. So thank you for listening. You can find us at the Sweety Club on Twitter or on Instagram at Large Marge Sent Us. Thank you, as always, for listening. Bye.
Bye.